Jim, your first away win as St Mirren manager and the first away win of the season for the boys. How pleased are you and how much you feel we deserved it?
Well, of course, we're absolutely delighted to win any game, particularly one as important as this one is. And yeah, to put a stop to the terrible run that we were on away from home is also very, very pleasing. But the most important thing about in a game like this is not necessarily the performance, but the result. And I'm delighted that we were able to hang on at the end and get all 3 points.
You mentioned how the result is the most important thing, but how did you rate the overall performance?
Listen, I thought we were the better team over the 90 minutes. We tried to get the ball down and play. I thought we created some great opportunities. Ilkay's had a fantastic effort, tipped onto the post. Goalkeeper makes a good save. We had, I think we've hit the post or crossbar twice after that. The keeper makes a fantastic save from Cody Cook in the second half. We were getting in good areas. The pleasing thing for me was we were actually starting to work the goalkeeper a bit more today, which was good. There was a spell in the first half where, with that wind and the amount of corners and the amount of long throws they were putting in our box, you were starting to get concerned because we knew the physicality side of things was going to be a problem today with the amount of big players that were missing, the likes of Kirk Broadfoot, the likes of Gary McKenzie, Sam Foley, guys like that who enjoy that physicality side of things. Unfortunately today we just didn't have that, but we asked the players, to go and match up and go and compete and go and be aggressive and, whatever about the boy being bigger than you at your mark and make sure he doesn't get a free header. And I thought the players done that exceptionally, and for all the pressure they had in those kind of 5-10 minutes of set plays. I can't remember Vaclav having a save to make, so the players deserve a lot of credit, really do. It could have been a bit more comfortable. I would have liked that, definitely. I thought the last 5 minutes of the game we probably didn't manage it as well as what I would have liked to have in terms of running the clock down, in terms of putting the ball in the right areas and turning Hamilton. But no, listen, the players deserve all the credit today because I asked big questions of them after the game on Wednesday night because I think we can all accept defeat, but it was the manner in which that defeat came about on Wednesday. It really surprised me and it kind of knocked me for six, if you like, because I wasn't expecting it, but especially how well we'd performed in previous games. So I asked the boys to dig deep today and show the fans how much it means to them, and I think they done that, and I think you can see by the reaction of the fans that they appreciated the players' efforts.
You chose to take a bit of a gamble today. You put Ryan Flynn at right back and moved Cammy McPherson into midfield. Obviously paid off with Cammy getting his goal.
I wasn't prepared to come here today and set up negatively and set up, being hard to beat. A point is no good to us. Us coming to Hamilton and trying not to get beat is not the mindset I want to put my players in. I think you can see by the team that we went with this afternoon, it was a very attacking minded setup, with very good creative players in it, and I think it worked. It paid off at certain stages of the game. We knew it was going to be a bit of a gamble because of the size, but look, the players done great. They've done everything that I asked of them, and I'm just delighted that we were able to go and get the 3 points. The clean sheet's very pleasing as well because when I look at the goals that we've conceded in recent weeks, they were all very avoidable, but today with a makeshift back four, I thought Paul McGinn was outstanding along with Sean McLaughlin at centre half, and Flinney goes and does a job for us at right back. He's played there previously in his career. We knew he could do the job, no problem, but he looked very, very comfortable there, and obviously a big mention must go to Cammy McPherson as well, who hasn't played a great deal of first team football this season, but we knew we could trust him, we knew we could rely on him. You know what you're going to get with Cammy. He's a good type, he's a winner, and I'm delighted that he went and got the goal that got us all 3 points.
Paul McGinn and Kel McGuinness both came off with what looked like injuries. How are they both, and is it too early to say maybe?
It's a bit early to assess, yeah, but listen, it is a concern, of course it is, because we've already got injury worries as it is. We've had, I think that's 5 games in a couple of weeks, isn't it? So it's been difficult for the players. There's not a question over their fitness levels. They work hard, if not harder, than most teams, but having the lack of recovery in between games is difficult. We haven't got the biggest squad in the world, so strength and depth is obviously an issue which we'll need to do something about in January to make sure that we're not in this situation again come March, April time. But now listen, the players who filled in where they had to fill in done a fantastic job. I thought Junior Marias and John Obika as well, you know, in terms of how they worked the line. You know, I thought they gave their two centre halves a real hard time all afternoon, and that's all you can ask of the boys. You know, as I said, you know, we accept defeat any time it comes along, as long as there's that fighting spirit and that bit of passion. Today, you know, we had all that, but we were able to come out on top as well, which was great.
On the reverse from some of the injuries we're talking about, Cody Cook made his first league appearance after injury. How do you feel he done? He obviously put himself quite well.
Yeah, I thought Cody was excellent when he came on, and you know, I said that to him after the game. You know, as well as giving you that bit of presence and you know that, you know, leading the line, winning his headers. He's a very, very good footballer, is Cody, and you saw that from some of the areas he got himself in. He got a great strike off 25 yards out. Keeper makes a good save, and I thought the Hamilton keeper was excellent all afternoon. Actually, he made some really key saves at key moments in the game. But no, look, I know I've mentioned a lot of individuals there, and no doubt I've probably missed one or two out as well, but I thought all the players from, you know, that started the game, even the boys on the bench, they were all, you know, desperate for the players to go and get that win and to show a positive reaction from Wednesday, because, you know, the fans let us know how disappointed they were on Wednesday, and you know, and that hurts. It hurts as a manager and it hurts as a player, because we're all desperate to please them and to give them a team to be proud of, and we didn't do that on Wednesday. But I think today we went to some way to making amends for that performance and result, and you know, fans again turned out in terrific numbers, got behind the boys, created a great atmosphere all afternoon.
Jim, thanks very much for your time.
Thank you very much, Paul.